Hi folks, in this video I will be showing how I install all the different electrical components for the solar system. The first step was more a carpenter job than an electrical job. I have to build a box. The center board is for the component. So once it's in the middle of this, I'm going to put some screw here. But first, I need to do my whole circuit over here. It's empty canvas. So let's do it. We got the bus bar for the panels, the DC breaker, the lightning arrestor, the charger, the inverter, the shunt and the battery bus bar. The first component to attach was the bus bar for the battery, because that is a critical place to put the bus bar according to the height of the batteries. And continue with installation of the 50 amp breaker that is going to be between the battery and the inverter. I starting to connect the components. I'm going to use this 6 gauge cable to connect the inverter with the breaker. I got another section of the same cable to connect the breaker to the bus bar of the battery. I'm following the conventional direction of the current, so I'm completing all the red one, which is positive, and then I'm going to start with the black one, which is the negative. Since I already know the distance between the breaker and the inverter, I can attach the inverter directly to the playbook board. The rest of the cable is going to be between the bus bar and the battery. The positive side of the inverter is already done, so I'm going to move to the regulator or to the charger. This is a Midnite charger, named The Kit by Mario. The first connection of the regulator is going to be between the breaker, is a 30 amp breaker, and the battery bus bar. Starting to measure the cable between the charger and the positive battery side to the other end of the breaker. Installing the bus bar for the solar panels. For convenience, we are using the same rail to attach the breaker. It's the moment to connect the charger with the DC breaker on the bus bar of the solar panel. I am connecting the solar panel bus bar to the breaker. This is also a 30 amp breaker. The wire I'm using now is a 10 gauge wire. The arrestor needs to be connected between the positive and negative side of the bus bar from the solar panels. The lightning arrestor is to protect the system from the stroke of a lightning. The green wire is going to be connected to the common ground. I'm populating with jumpers the bus bar of the solar panels. It's time to close the connection with the negative wires. The wires are also 10 gauge, now in black. This first connection is going to run between the black side of the bus bar, or the negative side, to the regulator or the charger. The next step is to connect the charger, the negative side, to the negative side of the bus bar of the battery. With this last connection, the part of the charger to the battery is almost done. Now we need to connect the inverter to the negative side of the bus bar of the battery. This is a 6-gauge cable. Finally, we got the two cables for the connection between the bus bar and the battery. The first functional iteration of the circuit is almost done. We are going to rectify now. So we got the breaker and we got the bus bar. The bus bar is connected to the breaker, to that loop there. It's coming, the current is coming to that red wire to the charger, and from the charger is coming out to the breaker, going from the positive, and from the breaker to the bus bar. We need to put some jumper there. Also, we are sharing with the inverter and the cables for the battery. That's it. Now that we know that everything is correctly connected, we want to fix the charger to the board. It took some kicking to put the board in the middle of the box. The box has to be near to the solar panels. At this position, the box is more or less under the panels. I'm installing the connector between the solar panels and the whole circuit, but I need to crimp the connectors. This is my first time doing a crimping of solar connector in C4. Not bad at all. Now is the time of crimping the negative. With this connection, we finish this video. In the next video, we're going to put the grounds and another components. You should not be doing this by your own. I am showing what I did, but it's not intention that you should replicate this or nothing similar to this. Be careful, this can kill you. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.